Boy, that looks like fun. It was a good life. I'm Kevin Saunders. I'm a farmer's son. I grew up working hard and playing hard in north central Kansas. I had some champion 4-H calves. My dad was real proud of that. Probably expected me to stay on the farm, but it just wasn't for me. I wanted a different kind of life, and I went off to college to find it. I studied agriculture because it was all I'd done all my life. It just seemed like the thing to do. I was real fortunate to attend college on a football and track scholarship. I really loved sports and the outdoors. After graduation, I went to work as a federal grain inspector in Corpus Christi, Texas, site of some of the biggest grain elevators in the country. That's the life that ended for me shortly after 3 o'clock on the afternoon of April 7, 1981, when something ignited grain dust, causing a series of devastating explosions that blew up the elevator and the adjacent buildings. This is where I was sitting, in a temporary building used as an inspection lab, about 400 feet from the initial explosion. The blast was one of many secondary explosions that blew me right through the roof of this building that's no longer here and slammed my body into that parking lot 300 feet away. After the explosion, I woke up in the hospital in the emergency room with my bed surrounded by doctors. They didn't think I'd live. That scared me. I didn't want to die. I fought hard to live, and I did. But this chair is where I live now. The doctors told me that my back was broken and my spinal cord was severed. They said I would never walk again. At first, I didn't believe them. When I finally accepted the truth, for a long time, I wasn't sure I even wanted to live. They told me I was one of the lucky ones. I wasn't so sure. That moment completely destroyed the kind of life I had come to know. Of course, it destroyed my job and the field I knew. I received a large financial settlement, but along with it came people who wanted that money. I'd gotten some bad investment advice because I trusted the wrong kind of people. And because of it, I lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And I lost my wife and my son after the accident. My wife couldn't handle the change and this new way of life. This was a lonely and hopeless time for me. I guess our relationship never was very strong to begin with. And this is just what it took to push it over the edge. I still wonder what my life could have been if this accident hadn't happened.
What caused the explosions that broke Kevin's back, destroyed his ability to earn a living, and took his wife and son out of his life? The same explosions that killed 9 of his co-workers and injured 30 others at Corpus Christi that day? Ultimately, the 1981 explosions in Corpus Christi happened the same way as more than 1,000 other grain dust explosions in the United States this century, and the same way that more than 2,000 explosions have happened around the world where grain is handled, stored, and processed. Grain dust is an incredibly powerful explosive, far more explosive than gasoline or dynamite.
It's essential that you attend all your company's safety meetings, and it's vital that you read and understand your emergency plan. Government safety regulations for the workplace are there for your protection. Their purpose is to save your life and the lives of those that work with you. So it's your responsibility to make sure that your plant is in compliance with those regulations and to ensure that all safety devices are in good working order. Here's one last recommendation. Use your senses. Smell. This is the best way to detect combustion before there is visible smoke. Chemical and gas leaks are also obvious to your sense of smell. Sight. Smoke from a fire, sparks, a dust cloud, or accumulations of dust on floors, machinery, spouts, or beams. Use your sense of sight all the time. Sound. Bearings starting to fail, buckets striking because of a belt misalignment, foreign material in grinders or conveyors, flow or lack of flow, of materials. Stay alert for any unusual noise, touch, overheated bearings or motors, electrical switches and connections, wet or overheated grain or ingredients. If it feels hot, fix it. And common sense. Use your training and experience. Sound an alarm in an emergency. Evacuate the building as quickly as possible. Then call the fire department. Grain dust can end it all in a matter of seconds. This dust can be deadly. Treat it with respect.